Routine wasn't a game that was ever really on my radar. I wasn't someone who had been waiting for years for this game to release. I didn't follow the development. I didn't know about the delays, the silence, or the fact that at one point, a lot of people thought this game wasn't even going to come out. To me, it was just a sci-fi horror game that I thought looked interesting and that could be something fun to experience on stream. And honestly, for the first hour, it was. I was hooked. I go open door. Oh. Sorry, I just had to take it all in for a moment. The atmosphere was incredible. The loneliness of the moon base, the sound design, the feeling that something was always just out of sight. Routine immediately understood something that a lot of horror games struggle with. Sometimes the scariest thing you can do is make the player feel entirely and completely alone.
That was probably safety.
But as I continued playing, something started changing. The fear started to fade. Not because the game was any less scary, but because I started spending more time trying to figure out where I was supposed to go. Okay, the infinite battery spawns there, I guess. Bro, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. That dude said that to find the bitch, but I don't see anywhere that I can go. There's nowhere to go. Chat, I can't even pump the hand sanitizer, so my hands are dirty. It pulled me out of experiencing the world that the game had created. But before I talk more about my experience with Routine, let's go back 13 years to Gamescom. In 2012, Routine made its first appearance, and almost immediately it caught people's attention. At the time, the idea was incredibly exciting, a horror game set on an abandoned lunar base, a retro-futuristic world inspired by the technology of the 80s, a game where instead of fighting your way through enemies, you were just trying to survive. Mind you, games like Amnesia had exploded into popularity. Alien Isolation didn't even exist yet, and the idea of a retro-futuristic horror game really caught people's attention. Damn, what the fuck is happening?
We started this journey together.
Plog Daddy voice.
Chasing the unknown.
Speaking of dads, happy Father's Day to everyone.
Seeking what we could not see. But now, we're lost.
Oh. Oh, you got your little swippers?
Then,
These swippers.
years passed. Updates became less frequent. The game slowly disappeared from conversation. And eventually, Routine became one of the games people weren't sure would ever exist. Then, years later, it came back. Looking better than ever, the excitement returned, and after over a decade of waiting, Routine finally released. And I want to be clear. There is a lot that Routine does right. The biggest strength of this game is its atmosphere, walking through this abandoned lunar base feeling exactly how it should. Cold, empty, mechanical. Every room tells a story without needing a character standing there explaining everything. You can look around and imagine what happened, who worked here, what went wrong, why this place was abandoned. And I think that's where Routine shines. It trusts the player enough to let the environment speak for itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna try, bud.
Like you aren't looking for a fight, you're just looking for a way out. And that feeling of vulnerability works incredibly well with the setting.
Oh shit! Sorry, I had absolute fear in my heart. Oh, the computer aids is chasing me. Wait, there's a fish. Oh, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out. Take me anywhere. Take me anywhere. Not here, please. Just anywhere but here. Oh, where do I go?
But eventually, I started running into a problem. Okay. Another thing that tells me nothing. Okay. So this thingy opens that door. Routine would give me an objective, but not always a clear path towards accomplishing it. And at first, I actually liked that. I don't think every game needs a giant marker telling you exactly where to go. Part of the fun of a horror game is the exploring of it. Looking around, paying attention, feeling like you're uncovering something yourself. But there were moments where I wasn't exploring or being curious. I was exploring because I was lost. And those are two different feelings. There's a difference between, I wonder what's around this corner, and have I already checked this room 3 times? While playing on stream, this became even more noticeable. Because when nothing is happening, the player feels that. But the audience feels it even more. There were stretches where the tension disappeared completely. Not because the game wasn't trying to kill me, but because I no longer was thinking about the danger around me. I was just thinking about where was the next objective. I think that's what was frustrating me the most about Routine, It wasn't that I disliked the game. Actually, the opposite. I liked almost everything about it. The world, the atmosphere, the gameplay.
I don't like all this.
I wanted to
screaming
keep
that you're
going.
doing.
But every time I got pulled out of that experience, it became
This is
harder
like
to
a
get that
fucking-
feeling back. Horror relies on pacing. It relies on building tension, giving the player enough time to feel uncomfortable, but not enough time that discomfort disappears. And for me, those moments of wandering started breaking that rhythm.
What happened?
I want to be fair to Routine. I didn't finish the game. So this isn't a complete review. This is just my experience with a game that I genuinely wanted to love. Routine has one of the strongest atmospheres I've experienced in a horror game recently. But for me, the thing that stopped me wasn't the enemies, and it wasn't the darkness, and it wasn't the isolation. It was losing the feeling I was moving forward. Maybe I'll come back to Routine someday and finish it. But right now, it's a game that had everything I wanted from a horror experience, except the thing that kept me playing.